All right, welcome back to Getting Sober, Again, my name is Jay, and today we're going to talk about a very important topic, which is, if I have a drink, do I have to start all over again with my sobriety? But first, if you haven't yet, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. I always forget unless somebody reminds me, so pretty please, leave this video a thumbs up. And then also too, don't forget to leave us a comment. I always love to hear from you, no matter if you're struggling or if you're having success. Take the opportunity to brag, let us know what's going on, make friends, and I promise I will try my best to get back to you. All right, let's get started with today's topic. Today, we're talking about, this is a very important topic. I think this is a question that everybody wants to know. Maybe you're newly sober and you want to know how much longer until I could drink again. Or maybe you're sober curious and you're already thinking about your next drink and you probably still have one in your hand. Wherever you are in your sobriety, if you've been sober for a year or 20 years, it's a very important question to ask. And depending on what method that you use to get sober, I know that some communities may not be as forgiving as this one. And in the spirit of practicing positivity, it's a very important aspect and a very important key to our approach, which is no judgment sobriety. I want to remind you to practice positivity. And again, I'll remind you, what does practice mean? It means that you have to keep trying. It means that you're not going to get it right on the first try, maybe not even on the second try. And even if you are a professional athlete, we talked about this in the last episode, even professional athletes still don't get it right and they get paid millions of dollars. So if they're not going to be as hard on themselves as you are being on yourself, then maybe that's a key sign to you to maybe be a little bit more what? Be a little bit more kind to yourself. That's right. I know that I am my harshest critic. And if you're anything like I am, then I'm willing to bet that you are also your biggest critic. So right now, say it with me. I need to be more kind to myself. That's your daily reminder. Repeat that mantra, write it down, because this is something that's very important in your early sobriety. So let's go back to the question. Do you have to start back over again? We're all very hard on ourselves. And if you take the approach that, oh no, I just had a drink, it's all over, I have to start back over from scratch, I don't know what I'm gonna do, I feel like a failure, I'm gonna have to tell my friends and they're gonna say, haha, I told you so, and I'm surrounded by people that are gonna judge me, and in turn, I am going to be harsh and judge myself. We need to throw that attitude out the window. That is part of the category of things that no longer serve you. We have to be kind to ourselves. And the method that we've developed here at Getting Sober, Again, is called the Asterisk Method. Go ahead and write it down. I always encourage you to have pen and paper with you at all times while we're watching these episodes, and especially our live streams. If you don't have pen and paper with you, because who carries pen and paper, then open your Google Notes app or whatever your phone has to take notes. Email yourself, whatever. It's called the Asterisk Method. I'll wait 2 more seconds, 1 more second. All right, let's keep going. So the Asterisk Method is pretty simple. If, say, you had 30 days of sobriety, and then for whatever reason, your neighbor pissed you off, your coworker, your boss, whoever got on your nerves, rush hour traffic was just too much to bear, you were late to work, and all you wanted to do was leave early, and it took every ounce of your willpower to not go to the bar, to not go to the gas station, to not go to the liquor store or to the grocery store, and then you found yourself dwelling on what? Drinking, and you kept dwelling on it, and you kept dwelling on it, and then you identified one of the big 5 enemies to your sobriety, which is lack of discipline. And if that is one of the big 5 enemies to your sobriety, then write that down. I think that we can all say that. I need more discipline, because you, just like me, we experience the fear of missing out. We experience a little bit of FOMO from time to time. We see that our friends are going out and they're having a good time. They went to the concert and everybody had a blast and you weren't there. Or maybe you try to go out and you try to hang with your friends in a way that doesn't necessarily serve you and your priorities moving forward. And that has to be a reminder to you that maybe the company that you had kept is no longer a company that is in your best interest moving forward. And just like anything that may not be good for you, whether it be too much salt, too much sugar, junk food, whatever it is, we know that we need to have those things maybe in moderation or maybe not at all. So going back to the Asterisk Method, the Asterisk Method is if you say had 30 days of sobriety under your belt and then you had your rough day or you lacked your discipline, whatever it was, and then let's say on the night of your 30 days of sobriety, even though you didn't want to, you wanted to keep the ball rolling, something happened, a decision was made to maybe have a drink, or maybe you thought to yourself, maybe I could just have one, which, can you just have one? And then you have two, and then maybe you have three, and then maybe you have 10, and you have all of the drinks, whatever the case is. We call that putting an asterisk on your sobriety. Now, it is not to encourage anybody, though I am also not in charge of you. You have to make your own decisions for you. And whatever you decide to do with your life and your free time and your sobriety is completely up to you. But we're all here for a reason, and that reason is that our life was out of balance with whatever our particular addiction happened to be. In this case, maybe alcohol, right? So you have your 30 days of sobriety and then you drink on that 30th day or the 31st day, whatever it is. So instead of beating ourselves up over it, some other sobriety communities may say,
you have to start all over again,
right? And you have to go through this self-deprecating process, being overly hard on you, everybody telling you that you have to start back all over again, and all of your momentum is for nothing. I don't believe in that. But what you believe versus what I believe versus whatever else somebody else believes is entirely up to that respective party. Again, practice positivity, no judgment sobriety. That is the strength and the backbone of this community. However, it is not to say that you could just have as many asterisks as you want. So the asterisk would say if you had 30 days of sobriety, and then you drank the one day, you crumbled, you succumbed to the cravings and the temptations, it would be 30 with an asterisk on it, just like that. Instead of waking up the next day and starting all over again at day 0, you would simply wait an additional 24 hours or one day of full sobriety, and you would pick your streak back up at 31, but now with an asterisk. Same thing if you were 6 months sober or 1 year sober or 20 years sober. You would simply put an asterisk on it. I know that there's many members in this community that will proudly say that they have a very long streak, such as 6 months, with a few asterisks involved. And that's entirely fine, because if you think back at where you were, comment below, how much did you drink every day? Did you have, say, 2 units of alcohol, which is just a pint of Budweiser, by the way. Did you know that? 1 pint of Budweiser is 2 units of alcohol. And the stronger the beer is, the more units of alcohol, and especially the bigger the glass is, right? So on an average, I would say I was having at least 10 units of alcohol per day when I was drinking. So comment below. It's not a competition. It's nothing to be proud of, but comment below where you were before you stopped drinking. Or maybe where you are right now and where you don't want to be in the future. So if you think about having 6 months of sobriety and maybe you have an asterisk, preferably only one asterisk, preferably no asterisks. But if you had an asterisk for whatever reason, maybe there was a death in the family, who knows what happened that caused you to get the asterisk. If you had 2 asterisks or 3, whatever it is, they are blemishes on your record, but you still get to go back and say proudly, I was 6 months sober. And yeah, I have an asterisk. I have a blemish. I have a tarnish on my record, but so what? I have 2 asterisks, but I still remained mostly sober for 6 months. Instead of beating yourself up every month or 2 months after getting sober or whatever the case was and feeling like I can't possibly do this all over again, sobriety from scratch, no thank you. So here again at Getting Sober Again, we practice the Asterisk Method. Feel free to use this information how you will, and let us know down below. Have you accumulated an asterisk or 2? It's definitely not something to be ashamed of, and you should be proud of your sobriety, regardless of where you are. We are all inclusive. All opinions and perspectives are welcome.
Yeah.
And that's all for now. Good luck on your sobriety journey, and we will see you in the next video.